I mean, my husband is a police officer that plays a role in this as well. So, he went back to work and he was working nights, and I just remember being alone like at night with my son, and he cried a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like he's crying, I'm calling my husband, like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, I don't know what to do either. I'm at
Yeah.
work. Something that's really surprising to new moms is connection with their
Mm,
baby. You
mhm.
see it in movies or TV shows, like just like this instant connection, or social media, where it's
Yeah.
like you just have this image of a mom and her baby in this instant bond.
Yeah.
And it's, more common than people realize, that it doesn't quite work like that.
Mhm.
Um, and I know, like, even for me, like that, like mother's intuition that people talk about, like I just assumed, like, oh, I become a mom and like I'm gonna know.
Mhm.
And that was something I struggled with. Like, my son would cry a lot, and I'm like, I'm supposed to know
Mhm.
what he's crying, like what he needs. Like, that's what they say. Like, you're just gonna know.
Mhm.
You're just gonna know.
Like,
During pregnancy, I don't think I got asked at all about my mental
no,
health,
no
but
way.
I know, like, my children's, like, their pediatrician, they're the ones
Yeah.
who, like, they had me do a screening and talk to me more about mental health
Yeah.
than my OB really did.
Yeah. I I I the same experience, and with my
Yeah.
first, I remember being, a little too nervous to answer honestly,
Mhm.
and also it's so hard,
Yeah.
like, at least my experience with the screening was, like, let's call it 10 questions on a scale of 1 to
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
And you are in your head in the waiting room trying to figure out, "Do I need to answer this and say I'm at an 8, or am I just tired?"
Yeah.
Like,
Right?
you don't
Yeah.
know.
I think intrusive thoughts, especially because they
Mhm,
can be so scary and so unwanted.
mhm,
Um, so I try to, like, educate people too. I think the big thing I would want to plaster is, like, thoughts do not equal action.
mm,
So if someone comes to you and says, I have this thought, yeah, like, I want to do something maybe harmful, but that person is so scared of that thought, like, they're not, that doesn't mean they're going to do it.
mhm,
Right? Like, there's so much fear around that, like, more psychosis, where, I have this thought and, like, yeah, like, it's not scary at all, and maybe that person will act on it.
mhm,
But the thing I would, yeah, want to plaster would be, like, thoughts don't equal action. With postpartum too, like, a lot of times people think it's going to happen right away. PMADs are going to happen right away, but they can develop later on
yeah,
too, postpartum. I know with my daughter, I thought I was, like, through the woods, and then it
yeah,
was more like three months postpartum,
yeah,
where that's when I really started feeling it. Like, I had a lot of changes at that point, going back to work and stuff, and, like, that's really when I felt it at
yeah,
that point. So I think that's another, like, misconception, like,
yeah,
is I have a Facebook group for
okay,
um moms who are married to first responders, and that's going to be, like, just a group to be together to chat about things. And if anyone wants to work with me, then I'm creating a course, and it's going to be like a few months long. There's like 8 modules within there, and it's along with doing, like, group coaching and one-on-one coaching. So really, it's going to be helping those women navigate motherhood while also being married to a first responder. So